All right, what's up, everybody? So as you can tell, I'm in the car. A lot of times my best thinking happens in the car, which is kind of funny. I know there'll be those of you out there say, why are you doing this video while you're driving? And it's okay, I'm not going all that far, and I don't think this video will be, all that long anyway. So, but a lot of times I ramble, so we'll see what happens. So, I feel like I want to touch on here, the predominant question, which when I talk to people, whether it's current clients, new clients, prospectives, whatever it is, right? So, that question of what should I do, what's best, how do we go about this? And so I don't feel like you could say there's ever really like this quote unquote right answer. There isn't a plan out there that, has everything, that, covers everything, because Medicare doesn't cover everything. So therefore, no matter what plan you have, it doesn't cover everything. The only exception, right, is someone who's on like full-blown Medicaid, who has very little income, if any, no assets, right, that kind of thing, or potentially someone who's institutionalized for various reasons. But if we look at, the bulk majority of what makes up Medicare beneficiaries, right, we're going to do one of two things. And I think you can relate this in a lot of ways to, like, say, politics, right? Right now in our world, it is predominantly, not controlled. I mean, I guess you could say controlled, but made up mostly, right, vast majority of either Republican or Democrat, right? So they both have, how they want to run their platform and, etc. And then you can look at Medicare and say that Medicare can be very much the same way. There's two predominant platforms of what people believe in, how they want to structure their Medicare, healthcare, etc., right? So you have this traditional plan where you're going to have Medicare as your primary insurance, A and B. You're going to get a standalone drug plan to cover your outpatient prescription drugs, and then you're going to get some sort of supplement, right? Plan G, Plan N, a high deductible supplement, whatever it might be, right? You're going to have those three pieces predominantly. Now, another question would be, dental vision. There's different ways to structure that, it just depends, right? So that's that platform. The other platform then would be what everybody knows as Medicare Advantage, or Part C of Medicare, if you look it up. So these are, what are called all-in-one plans. And this would be like a PPO or HMO type of platform. And it operates very similar, almost identically to like your employer coverage, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare plans. And it really, I think, is a good descriptor to say an all-in-one, because it takes the benefits that you have for Medicare and covers them all under one plan offered by a private insurance company, who sets you up with things like a max out-of-pocket cap, the same as what you see in a regular healthcare plan. You've got a, copay co-insurance structure. Your drug coverage is built into it. And then it offers, well, at least most all of them do at this point, but like embedded or optional enhanced dental and vision. Additional things like transportation benefits, gym membership, silver sneakers, that kind of thing. What else? Various pieces, certain travel coverage, if you're going out of state, that kind of thing. But lots of different things that these plans can incorporate within the confines of Medicare. At the very least, they cover what Medicare dictates, and then the vast majority of them now, because the funding is so good, can offer all these extra pieces that are in there. So when we look at, right, what is quote unquote, the best or whatever it is, that's not completely objective, and there's a lot of subjectivity to it, because we're going to look at things like, what's your health right now? Do we have any considerations for what you're doctoring for, what you're taking medications for, right? Do we have any, long-term things to look at, like, monthly cost? Do we have things to look at, like, you're a very active person, you want access to a lot of these pieces for preventative that a Medicare Advantage plan offers? Or maybe you're of the mindset to say, you know what, I like what traditional Medicare offers. I like what that traditional supplement offers me for coverage, and I am okay with paying that premium every month to get those benefits. And so, without getting too far into the weeds here, right, because really what we want to do is sit down, go over this in depth. It could be a phone call, those kind of things too. Feel free to reach out. But the most important thing is to look at, number one, where are we right now? Number two, let's take, kind of an educated guess as to if there are certain factors, with my health, with how I live, where I live, do I want to travel, a lot of these things. And then let's look at, what the monthly cost will be. Do we have a monthly premium? That's our commitment every single month. And if we're going with, say, a Medicare Advantage plan, what do the copays and the cost structure look like for that plan? Because those are not standardized like a traditional supplement. So, it's one of those things where there's a lot of pieces to look at here, and we want to dive into this deeper, but it's very much a one-on-one, right? You can learn a lot from the internet. You can learn a lot from, going to an educational presentation or a workshop, seminar, or whatever it is. But in order to get the, most detailed information that you can get, you want to sit down with a trusted professional, an independent agent, advisor, someone like what I do, what we do, and really be able to ask these personal, in-depth questions that you can't do that in like a group setting, right? So, as we look at this, how things change, the way that Medicare is continually changing every year, whether it's legislation or, you locally or whatever it is, right? There's a lot of things to dive into, and it takes time. It's not something that we can adequately do in 10 to 15 minutes, right? I have a lot of people I sit with where it's 2 or 3 appointments to make sure that we get the best plan, because there are potentially long-term ramifications from not just a coverage standpoint, but from an out-of-pocket or a premium standpoint, right? There can be decisions where if we make a mistake early on, or we don't pick the most appropriate benefit, benefit rich or appropriate benefit structured plan, right? There can be significant issues down the road, especially because when we look at traditional supplements, right, we have a very short window of time where it is guaranteed to us to get coverage, where they can't ask health questions. And if we miss that window of time, it turns into, sorry, Charlie, and you can't get into it. And so we want to take a look at all those things. But anyway, so like I said, with everything to consider, a Medicare plan selection is, if not the biggest, it is one of the top 2 or 3 choices in retirement and as you age, and monitoring it and checking it and looking at it every year, just like you would any type of retirement plan. And so feel free to reach out. I hope this video was helpful in any way, got you thinking. Subscribe to the channel here. I'm trying to build something that is educational, informational, you know, free to people no matter where you are, to provide unbiased information and, you know, to help people as much as we can. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.